It was opening and closing by itself. And there it goes again. What the
Só pode, né? Caramba, velho, quase caí.
A man named Leandro shared a series of creepy videos online from inside his home, claiming that what he was recording was real paranormal activity. According to Leandro, everything began after he bought a decorative doll and placed it in his kitchen. At first, it seemed like nothing more than a strange little decoration. But not long after it arrived, the atmosphere inside the house began to change. Strange noises started coming from the kitchen, objects seemed to move, and little by little, Leandro became convinced that something had come into the home with that doll.
I bought this doll to store plastic bags, but she doesn't like anyone looking at her.
Vai lá, mãe. I'm not staying here alone. Holy shit, everything's falling over here. My mom went to get a broom out of nowhere here, alone in the house. And I got spooked. I thought I was seeing things. My mom went to get the broom to poke it. Turn her around. I'm gonna throw this thing out. I'm gonna burn it. Careful. Turn her to the front. Wait. Now turn her for... Aí. Aí.
O que você põe nela?
What do you mean? I don't know. The thing started moving out of nowhere. Look.
Eu tô voando aqui.
Look at her hand.
Isso é
Joga
feio.
fora.
Para, amigo, pelo amor de Deus.
Oi. Eita, pega.
In one clip, Leandro wakes up after hearing a loud crash coming from the kitchen. Terrified, he calls for his mother and asks her to come with him to check what happened. But when they step into the kitchen, they notice something deeply unsettling. The doll attached to the wall appears to move on its own, almost like it is no longer just an object, but something watching them. After that night, Leandro says the activity became much more aggressive. The strange sounds grew louder, the disturbances became harder to ignore, and one terrifying incident nearly pushed him to leave the house for good.
Escuta. Esse barulho aqui é a máquina que tá lavando lá fora, gente. Mas escuta isso daqui, olha isso. I decided to record for you guys one more time. Olha aí, olha aí, escuta. Caraca, velho, olha isso. Caiu. Estou achando que eu tô zoando, cara. Eu tô sozinho em casa ainda. Minha mãe não chegou ainda. Aqui não tem ninguém no banheiro. Vou até fechar, pode. Gente, na verdade, vou até deixar acesa a luz do banheiro aqui, gente. Pra vocês verem que não tem ninguém aqui. Deixar acesa a luz. Olha isso, gente. Caiu. Caiu tudo, cara. Cara, como que pode isso, meu? Só caiu só a parte de baixo. Vou mostrar pra vocês que eu tô sozinho em casa. Minha mãe não tá aqui, gente. Vocês podem ver. Ó, a máquina tá lavando roupa ali. E olha isso, gente. Cara, ó. E é isso, pra vocês verem. É brincadeira ou não? Cara, eu vou mostrar o quarto aqui pra vocês, ó. Eu tô sozinho. Ó. Não tem nem como tá embaixo da cama, gente. Porque aqui não cabe nada embaixo da cama. Muito menos dentro do guarda-roupa. Onde vai entrar alguém embaixo do guarda-roupa? Tá doido? Olha isso, embaixo da cama. Vê se tem alguém aqui. Não tem como. Aqui tem uns tapetes velho aqui. Sacola. Mas agora... Olha isso, gente. Meu Deus do céu, velho. Caiu tudo. Eu tô bilado aqui, cara. Hoje vai ser o dia que eu vou dormir o quê? Com a porta aberta. A porta aberta não. Com a casa toda acesa. Só pode, né? Caramba, velho, quase caí. Que isso? Cara, vocês viram isso, cara? Pelo amor de Deus, o que foi isso? A cadeira, gente.
Once again, Leandro wakes up in the middle of the night after hearing loud noises coming from the kitchen. When he goes to investigate, he finds pots and pans scattered across the floor, as if something had violently thrown them across the room. Trying to prove he is alone, Leandro walks through the house with his camera, showing that no one else seems to be there. But then, something attacks. Out of nowhere, a chair is suddenly hurled toward him with shocking force. Leandro panics instantly, and honestly, it is easy to understand why. What began as strange noises and a creepy doll has now turned into what looks like dangerous poltergeist activity caught on camera. After that experience, Leandro became convinced that whatever was attached to the doll may have entered the house with it, and over time, it had become stronger, angrier, and far more violent. So did this haunting really begin with the doll, or was something already hiding inside Leandro's home long before he brought it in? As always, you decide.
Só pode, man. Caramba, velho, quase caí.
Reddit user Runs with Scissors believes their brother-in-law's home may be haunted. For the past few months, he had been hearing strange noises outside the house, late at night, almost like someone was walking around the property. But every time someone went outside to check, there was nothing there. No person, no animal, no obvious explanation. Over time, the noises started getting worse. Eventually, it sounded like whatever was outside was coming closer, even stepping onto the porch. After another night of hearing the same creepy sounds, the brother-in-law decides to install a security camera facing the front porch, hoping to finally catch what was causing it. Then late one night, the noises begin again, and the camera records something disturbing. In the footage, the front gate suddenly opens, on its own. Then, only seconds later, the porch swing begins rocking, back and forth, almost like someone invisible has just sat down. When the brother-in-law reviews the footage, he becomes convinced that something paranormal has happened. After months of hearing unexplained footsteps and strange movement outside the house, this seemed like the first real evidence that something unseen might be visiting his porch at night. When the video was later uploaded to Reddit, many commenters were skeptical. Some believed wind could have pushed the gate open and caused the swing to move. But according to the original poster, that explanation does not seem likely because the gate was latched. And if you watch the footage closely, Nothing else nearby appears to be moving with the wind. So what caused the gate to open, and why did the porch swing move right after? Was it a simple draft, a loose latch, or did the camera capture real paranormal activity outside the home? As always, you decide. A young woman wakes up at 3 in the morning after hearing something outside her bedroom door, something she cannot explain. Still exhausted, with watery eyes and fear written all over her face, she grabs her phone and starts recording from inside her room. She tells viewers she has to be awake in just 3 hours, but no matter what is happening on the other side of that door, she is not opening it. And she is definitely not going out to check. Watch closely.
Son las 3 de la mañana y se le está dando por correr en el pasillo. No pienso abrir la puerta, no pienso ir a fijarme, son las 3 de la mañana. Yo me tengo que levantar en 3 horas y me despertó a escucharlo correr. No para.
Throughout the entire clip, a strange sound can be heard, coming from the hallway just beyond her bedroom door. It does not stop. It does not fade away. It just continues, as if something is moving around right outside her room. Some viewers connected the timing to what many call the devil's hour, around 3 a.m., when paranormal activity is often believed to grow stronger and the atmosphere inside a home feels more vulnerable. Others think the explanation could be more physical. Maybe someone or something was actually in the hallway. But whatever was on the other side, she refused to open that door. And honestly, can you blame her?
En 3 horas y me despertó a escucharlo correr. No para.
A man named Brad lives alone with his 2 cats, but one night, his home camera captures something that may explain why one of them became terrified of his bedroom.
So my cat's been watching that door for a while now. Oh. Oh no. Oh, it's apartment, man. Freakiest place I've ever been. Butter, get out here. Oh, I can't be anymore.
In the footage, the bedroom door slowly opens, on its own. Immediately, the cat notices. But as it stares toward the room, a dark shadow figure can be seen, standing inside. Barely visible in the doorway, but clear enough to make the moment deeply unsettling. Then, just moments later, the figure appears lower to the ground, almost as if whatever was inside the room had crouched down or moved closer to the floor while watching from the darkness. At first, the cats do not seem to panic. But according to Brad, after this happened, they refused to go inside the bedroom again. Instead, they would stop at a distance and stare toward the room, as if they could still sense something hiding in there. So did Brad's camera capture a real shadow figure inside his bedroom, or was it just a trick of the lighting? Whatever it was, his cats seemed to know one thing for sure. They did not want to go back in. A woman decided to take photos of an old school building while it was being demolished. At first, it seemed like nothing more than a quiet record of a place being torn apart and left behind. But later, when she looked back through the pictures, one image stopped her cold. Slightly left of center, deep inside the hallway, a dark, human-like silhouette can be seen, standing in the shadows. And the disturbing part is this. According to her, that section of the building had already been cleared, and no workers were anywhere near that hallway when the photo was taken.
Look what I found. This is in Carmel. This great old house. Someone told me that it's the Murphy house. I don't know who the Murphys were, but I don't think they've lived here for a while because it looks pretty deserted. But it must have been gorgeous in its stay. It's absolutely, I could just imagine walking around here in some fancy dress or something, and just amazing. It's just beautiful.
When you look closer, through one of the windows, you can make out what appears to be the pale face of a child staring from inside. The complexion looks ashen, the expression frozen, and the figure does not seem to move at all. It only appears for a brief moment, almost like something inside the abandoned school was watching the demolition from behind the glass. Some viewers believe the old estate may have a dark history, and that whatever showed up in that window was not a worker, not a reflection, and not a trick of the light, but a lingering spirit that never truly left. So was this just a strange shadow inside a broken building, or did she capture a ghost child watching from the ruins? As always, you decide. A man working the closing shift inside a large supermarket is doing what every employee does at the end of a long night: gathering carts, clearing aisles, and getting the store ready before everyone heads home. He films casually on his phone while speaking in Spanish, explaining that the supermarket is already closing and that only a few workers are still inside. The building looks quiet, the aisles are almost empty, and nothing seems out of place. But then, something suddenly cuts across the aisle. Watch closely.
Y ya la neta, ya la tienda ya la están cerrando. De hecho, estamos recogiendo ya los carros, llenando todo lo que se quedó en los... No mames. Mierda. Estoy viendo a un niño como jugando. Mira. ¿Sí vieron? Y ya está, ya la tienda ya está cerrada. Ya, pues ya nada más estamos recogiendo lo de los pasillos. No mames. ¿Sí vieron? Vete a la mierda. Y ya está todo cerrado aquí. Me voy a acercar. Míralo, ahí está como que jugando. Está como que metiéndose entre los pasillos. No me quiero ni acercar, la neta me da un chingo de miedo, pero... Ay, güey, ¿qué hago? A ver, me voy por acá. Y es que ya no hay nada de gente, ni siquiera están sus padres, o sea, no hay literalmente nadie. Niño, ya cerraron la tienda, vámonos. ¿Estás perdido? Niño. No mames, ya no está. Niño. Niño. ¿Estás perdido? Y ya la neta, ya la tienda ya la están cerrando. De hecho, estamos recogiendo ya los carros, llenando todo lo que se quedó en los... No mames. Mierda. A ver, ya tengo que acabar con esto, ¿Dónde se metió? No mames. Güey, ¿qué pedo? ¿Qué pedo? ¿Sí vieron? Ya no hay absolutamente nadie. No mames. Esto es en la tienda en donde trabajo. Y bueno, eso es lo que pasa. La verdad es que ya van varias noches que se escuchan ruidos y se ven apariciones. Pero bueno.
A small, dark, humanoid figure darts from one side of the aisle to the other, so quickly it is almost easy to miss. It looks roughly the size of a child, but the way it moves feels unnatural, fast, low, and silent before vanishing behind the shelves. The man reacts instantly, gasping and cursing under his breath, clearly shocked by what he just saw. But the footage does not end there. When he moves into another section of the store, a second encounter happens, and this one is much slower, which somehow makes it even creepier. Low to the ground, a grey, shadowy figure appears, crawling on all fours down the center of the aisle. Its movement looks awkward, disjointed, almost like something trying to imitate a child, but not quite getting it right. Then it slips behind a product display and disappears. The man whispers that he thinks he saw a child playing. He calls out into the dark aisle, asking if someone named Neo is there, telling them the store is closed, and asking if they are lost. But no one answers. Some viewers believe the figure could be a duende, a small, mischievous spirit from Latin American and Spanish folklore, often described as hiding in homes, stores, and places connected to children. Others think the clip may have been edited or staged, but according to the man, this was not the first strange night in that supermarket. He claims there had been noises, apparitions, and the same small presence appearing in the aisles more than once. So what was crawling through that closed supermarket after dark? A child? A prank? A trick of the camera? Or something paranormal that keeps coming back when the lights go out? As always, you decide.
Como jugando, mira, ¿sí vieron? Lo de los pasillos, no mames, ¿sí vieron? Pues ya nada más estamos recogiendo lo de los pasillos, no mames, ¿sí vieron? Vete a la mierda.
A mother named Lyudmila notices her young daughter playing alone at the park. Or at least, that is how it looks, from a distance. The little girl seems completely focused on someone near the swings, smiling, interacting, almost as if another child is right there with her. Confused, Lyudmila calls her over and starts recording, hoping to understand who her daughter thinks she is playing with.
¿Qué? La estoy amacando. ¿A quién estás amacando? A la amiga Pili. Mira. Pero yo no veo a nadie ahí, Loli. Veo la hamaca sola. Pero yo estoy jugando con mi amiga Pili. ¿Qué, la conociste acá en la plaza? Bueno, mi amor, jugá.
The girl calmly explains that she is playing with a new friend she met at the park. But when Lyudmila turns the camera toward the swing, there is no one there. No child, no parent nearby, nothing visible at all. And still, her daughter walks back and begins pushing the empty swing gently, naturally, like someone is actually sitting on it. Lyudmila asks more questions, and that is when the little girl's answers become much more unsettling.
¿Qué pasó? Que ella se murió ahora, pero ahora estoy jugando con ella porque ella ahora es un angelito. ¿Cómo sabes todo eso vos? ¿Te lo dijo ella? ¿O qué? Sí, me dijo que un día se va a morir.
The child then says her new friend had died at the park and that she would be leaving soon. But what makes it even stranger is how calm she sounds. To her, this is not frightening. She simply says, the girl is a little angel, as if she is describing something completely normal.
Some
Some people believe children can see spirits, and paranormal activity that adults cannot. Others think this may have been nothing more than a child's imagination creating an invisible friend. But the empty swing, the calm explanation, and the detail about the girl having died at the park make this ghost video feel much harder to dismiss. So what do you think? Was Ludmila's daughter just pretending, or was she really playing with the spirit of a little girl who never left that park? As always, you decide. Late at night, somewhere inside a family home, a woman hears something that instantly pulls her toward the darkness. It sounds like her daughter calling for her, a small, frightened voice coming from a place no child should ever be. The woman follows the sound to a low, rectangular opening at the bottom of the wall, the kind of narrow crawl space gap that already feels wrong before anything even appears. And the family dog is already there, stiff, locked in place, barking at whatever is hiding inside.
Mom, please help me.
Leah, how did you get down there? You were supposed to be in bed. Oh my God.
From somewhere beyond the opening, the childlike voice calls out, "Mom, please help me."
Mom, please help me.
Leah,
Mom, please help me.
Leah,
Mom, please help me.
Leah.
That alone is chilling enough. But what appears in the darkness for less than a second is far worse. A pale, stretched face suddenly pushes into view, long, unnatural, with hollow black eyes and almost no human features. Where the mouth should be, there is only a thin, dark slit. It appears and then vanishes almost instantly. The dog does not calm down, the woman does not move closer, and viewers who saw the clip immediately pointed out the same thing. Whatever that face belonged to, it did not look human. So was that really her daughter's voice, coming from inside the wall, or was something using that voice to lure her closer? As always, you decide. A school custodian is working alone after hours, when the alarm suddenly goes off, by itself, and what she captures next makes the empty school feel like someone, or something, is still inside. A custodian says she has been working late-night shifts alone inside an elementary school in Albuquerque, New Mexico, for the last 6 years. And during that time, she claims the building has had more than a few strange moments. Unexplained sounds, doors moving on their own, an unsettling feeling that the halls are not completely empty after dark. According to her, the school was built over old Native American burial grounds, and whenever construction or digging happens near the property, the activity inside the school seems to become stronger. Then one night, while she is completely alone, she records a door opening by itself.
I just walked out here and put my car back, and this door's being weird. It was opening and closing by itself. And there it goes again. What the I don't know why the door is doing this. It shouldn't be doing this. You can shut the door now and stop messing. Oh my God. Way over there by the door. I can. That's where the switch is, right there. Trying to vacuum. What's going on? There are new places sensor.
fixed sink. These are only supposed to go off if somebody puts their hand there.
The switch is way over there by the door. Now you want to stop because I'm recording.
The door slowly opens, then closes again, with no one anywhere near it. A short time later, she is inside the sports hall, filming her usual late-night routine, when she hears something far more disturbing. From inside a locked room nearby, a strange knocking begins. Watch closely.
I guess there'll be no vacuuming and sweeping today. I got this set up in the gym today, so... What the f***? There's nobody in here. Oh my gosh. There's nobody in here. This is locked too. Nobody. What the f***? Make sure this is linked. That's f***ing scary. Alright, well, I'm good. I'm getting out of here. I ain't got to mop and sweep anyway.
The knocking appears to be coming from behind the locked door. She opens it, checks inside, then opens the second door beyond it. But there is nobody there. No student, no staff member, no obvious explanation. But the moment she steps back out, the door suddenly slams shut on its own, and the knocking starts again. At that point, she has heard enough. She leaves the school for the night, and honestly, who could blame her? So what is really causing the strange activity inside this Albuquerque elementary school? An old building settling after dark, a loose door, or real paranormal activity echoing through those empty halls? As always, you decide.